Hello, everybody. This is Johnny S with another game review. Today, we're going to look at a game called Warframe. Whispers in the Halls is the latest update of this game. This is the loading screen. So this is what you will come to face with once you first start the game. And once you log in, you're going to be inside a spaceship. So this is a space game. Let me just give you just some overview of what the game is, and we'll get into the details. It might be a lengthy video, I don't know, because there is a lot of information to go through. I will try to sum it up within the first 5 minutes, so whoever is doesn't have the time to watch the whole thing, I will try to make a summary at the beginning, just to give you an overview, so give you enough information so you can make up your mind whether this is a game for you or whether it's not to your liking. And then I will go into the details. So if you want, just watch the first 5 minutes, and you can make up your mind from there. And if you're interested, obviously, stick around. I don't know if it's going to be one part or if it's going to be more than one part. We'll take it as it goes, and we'll have a look how it goes. Okay, so Warframe. What is Warframe? In one sentence, if I had to explain it, I will say it is sci-fi, space, warrior slash ninja RPG kind of an action game. So it's a lot to put in one sentence. It's a very unique game. It's one of my favorite games of its genre. First of all, as you can see from the screen, it is a third person perspective. So this is your character that you're obviously seeing in front, and you can see your character from the third person as you fight through the battle. Um, so that's the concept of the whole thing. It's got to do with space. It's got to do with sci-fi. It's like a high-tech look. It's like a warrior. It's a little bit robotic. It's a little bit all of these things. So it's a third-person action sort of sci-fi game. It is free to play. That's a very key important point about the game. It's available on Steam, or you can download it directly from the developers, the site of Warframe. Um, and in my personal opinion, it's one of the best games in this genre. Whenever you're talking about action games, and if I have to compare it, just to give it a little bit of a sense, uh, I will compare it to something like Doom Eternal, even though it's not, within the same lines, but it's kind of like that. So any first-person action, non-competitive, so there's not a PvP. This is a PvE oriented more of a game. Any kind of game as such that you can find on the market, and you compare this to that, I think this surpasses any of these games. It's very beautiful. It has awesome graphics. It can play on many systems. It's continuously updated. It has a great community, a huge player base, and an active development team which are taking the progression of the game and the suggestions of the public very serious. It's been out for many, many years. I do not remember how many years. It must be even like maybe 10 years and more. It started as a simple project. I don't remember the initial name of the prototypes, let's say, game that came out. Once they had experimented with that, then Warframe was released, the original name. It has been since with the same development team, and they're expanded upon it, making it more user friendly. And you can play it across cross platforms. You can get it on a PlayStation, Xbox. You can get it on a PC, and you can play with your friends. Like in co-op missions, and it's cross-platform. Meaning, if you have a friend that has a PlayStation and you have a PC, you can both log in and you can play the same stage. So that's what we mean by cross-platform. So different consoles, different systems, everybody can get together and enjoy this game. So that's the overview. If you've made up your mind that this is for you or it's not for you, fair enough. Personally, I really recommend it. It's one of the best games that I've played. And even though it has been out for so many years, because it is continuously updated, whether that's the engine, the mechanics, the graphics, the environment, whatever you want to call it. So the fact that it has come out 10 years ago does not mean by any means that this is like an old game or an outdated game, in any sense. So okay, now let's go into a little bit more of the details. I'll try to, as quickly as possible, go through them, even though there is a lot. There's a lot of depth in this game, and some new players might be a little bit scared when they first interact with this type of game, because it has a lot of elements. It has a lot of strategy. It has a lot of RPG elements, a lot of building blocks, let's say, in order to play your game. But do not be discouraged, because the developers have created, how can I say, they have changed a little bit the approach on the campaign and on the mission, to make it more user friendly, especially for newcomers. So at the beginning, it was not as, let's say, polished as it is now. Basically, what they did is they took the content which was available, but kind of scattered, let's say, and they created more of a guidance to the game. So they introduced quests, and via the quests that you can follow with cinematics and everything, it will take you through some of the stages and explain the game to you. So it becomes much more user friendly. When I first started this game, it was like, here's the map, go and do your thing. So now it has become much more procedural, and it helps the new players that first start the game not to be overcome with all this information. Um, so now let's go into a little bit more detail. Why Warframe? As the name suggests, it's a war, a frame. So a frame used for war. What is a warframe? This is a warframe. The person that you see here, your character, is called a warframe. It is a suit, it is an armor, it is a frame, in other words, which is used for war. Within this warframe is what you call an operator. So it's more of a human like person inside this suit. You can think of it as a mecha suit, you can think of it as a robot suit, you can think of it as whatever helps you to get around the whole idea. Um, there's very integral story, very in-depth, original, unique elements to this. This is a whole back thing. I'm not going to go into the great lot of detail, because we're going to be sitting here for like 6-part videos. The thing to know is that as you're going to go through the story, you're really going to get enticed. Usually, I'm a kind of guy that when I play the game, because I don't have a lot of time to dedicate, I kind of skip through the story. So the dialogues and everything is not important to me. I'm here mostly to play the game, have fun, half an hour, 1 hour maximum a day. I don't have much time and keep on going. This, I must admit, it was one of the few games which actually intrigued me to sit there and actually listen to the story, listen to the dialogue. They have excellent narration, they have excellent voice acting, they have, it's great. I cannot think of a single component of this game. If you told me pick one bad thing about the game, this is one of the games that I cannot pick nothing. Not a single thing in this game could have been done otherwise to make it better. It is literally for its genre. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say it's the best game ever, obviously. For its genre, for its specific type of game, and the purpose and what the developer had in mind, their vision, it has been executed to on point. You know what I mean? It's perfect for its genre. So Warframe is what you see here. He's doing a couple of little moves because I'm letting him on idle. So where are we? We are in space. So let me move around. This is the space. We are inside a spaceship, which is our spaceship, and this is where you interact with everything. You can look at outside. You can see moving all these spaces, as you can see. This is a moon base which is destroyed. You can see little pieces fly away. Great detail, amazing graphics. It's just amazing, and the engine it runs fluently. So let's walk around the ship a little bit. This is the main deck. This is where you initiate your missions. If you go towards the back, The door opens, you go back here, you have another compartment here. At the top, if you see, there is a hose which connects to that spaceship at the top. So that spaceship at the top, we'll discuss it later. It is another fighting ship that you have. So this is your main base, let's call it. That ship is used for specific missions. Let's go back a little bit. So you have two paths which lead to the same way. You have your quarters, let's call them. So you walk in here. These are your quarters. You know, you can customize this. You can buy, with in-game currency and real money, specific things to decorate it. You can sit here and gaze at the stars. Sorry for my cough. It's due to the smoking. And so you can have a look at the stars, go around, and you can. This is your music. You can enable different soundtracks to play as you're inside your home. Let's say you have little racks where you can put your trophies. You can customize. You can decorate this as much as you like. There is another section which is this one here. This is used to further enhance your characters. This came up with a specific expansion. I cannot recall the name on top of my head. It has been quite a while. I would like to mention this since I've last played this game. So possibly 6 months, even more. I downloaded and installed it just for the purpose of doing this video. It was always a game that I had in my mind to do because to me it's one of the best games. And there's a lot of people that turn this game down because they hear sci-fi, they hear space, they hear all this, and they say, "Nah, this is not my type of game." Um, to be honest with you, I think do not presume that you do not like it just by listening to a couple of triggering words, because nothing like that has ever been created previously. You might not like sci-fi games, but if you see this type of quality on a game, you will be crazy not to actually admit at least that it is a good quality game. So give it a try, and I think you will not be disappointed. Let's go to the last compartment of a ship, which is back here, and this is the operator. So this is the where the guy which is inside your Warframe lives. And you can customize the looks and everything. So whatever you see on the spaceship here, the fact that it is black, the fact that it has yellow lights, the fact that this ground is kind of gray, all these colors can be edited. The fact that I'm going for a dark goldish black, it's my editing of the ship. You can change this to do however you want. You can make your whole ship pink, gray, blue, green, whatever you want. Uh, do not take this visual thing for a standard thing. You can make it however you want. It's fully customizable. You don't have to pay anything. This just comes out of the box as it is. So this operator, if you have a look, this is the guy which lives inside my Warframe. Now, a simple question will be, how come he's outside and you're controlling the Warframe? So this is not going into a lot of detail. I'm not going to get into a lot of it, but think of it as if this Warframe has its own spirit and this game has its own spirit as well. So both are living organisms which together the combat and the fight. Yes, I am with my Warframe at the moment and I'm controlling him, but the operator is always there. And if you go and go into a stage, both your operator and your Warframe are together. And you can actually press a specific button when you're battling the enemies, and the Warframe sits stationary, and the operator goes out of the body. He transposes out and he starts fighting as well. So you're always together and you're always connected, and this is part of the nice of the story. It's been very, very nicely done. The graphics are very customizable as well. The fact that there's a lot of bloom, there's a lot of glowing thing. I have selected it to be like that. You can fully customize it. The volumetric lights, you can turn it down, you can turn it up however you like. Um, so that is our ship. Let's go to the main uh, deck, let's say, so I can explain a little bit, you know, what you're doing. So please excuse, I'm trying to smoke simultaneously as I'm doing the video. So in order to play the stages, there's different missions. What you go is you go to your central hub, which is this one here, your navigation, what it's called. and you access it in order to see the map chart where you can access all the separate stages. If you want to skip this type of manual thing, you can actually go to any point in your ship by pressing escape. So if you press escape and you go to navigation, equipment, operator, market, communication, all these things, it will take you directly to the place. So if I click navigation, for example, it's going to take me into this map thing of the navigation. If you zoom out, you're going to see the whole structure. Now, I could have just gone, walked up here, and press X on navigation. It's the same thing. You don't have to go and walk around your ship, sort of speaking, if you want to save time. But if you want to get immersed into the whole thing, then you have the ability to walk around and do whatever you want to do. So this is the map chart. It is a little bit overwhelming at the beginning. There's a lot of stages and there's a lot of type of stages. At the top side, what we see, just to explain a little bit, on the left hand side, we see our profile. So this is my account name, Dreadnought 29. 29 is the mastery rank. I do not recall what the maximum of the mastery rank, because as time passes, they add more content and it rises. So usually you will see new players and casual players being around level 8 to 12. That's a common. When you see a player become 17, 18, in the early 20s, you say, this guy is an expert, he knows what he's doing. And when you start seeing people that are 20, 29, 30 and above, he's considered a master. So as you can see, basically based on my profile, I have really played this game. Because it's been many years since the game was out, I was younger, I had more free time in my hands, and I've been playing it, and I was able to amount this much of progression. But it is not difficult; anybody can do it, and there's a lot of things. Even after all this progression, there's still things in the game that I have not unlocked, and there's still content in the game. So it's a huge amount of game time in your hands that you can have real fun with it. And as I mentioned before, you can play with your friends. Unfortunately, I do not have a lot of social gaming buddies, so mostly I play solo content. You see your loadout here, so this is the weapons. I'll explain this in greater detail. On this section here, you can select whether you want to be public, friends only, invite only, or solo. I have selected solo just for the fact that usually I play on solo. If you go to public, then anybody is able to join your game. If you go to friends only, then you can invite your friends only, and so forth. On the right hand side, we see this menu at the top here, and these are your quests. So this is the events. If you click on this, you will see at the moment there's this specific event which runs for 6 days. You're going to see your quests which are available. You're going to see alerts. All these are different, how can I say, mechanics and little different, modes that you can take part into. And whatever, you take part into, you gather resources and you build your whole character. You have invasions, you have syndicates. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. You got void fissures, you got sorties, and you got the Archer Hunt as well, which is locked for me now. All these are different menus, different, how should I call it? Different missions, let's call them. At the bottom right hand side, you will see, let me just close this, you will see something called the Night Wave. So the Night Wave is basically an event which takes place every a few weeks. So if you click on it, you will see
Shall
that
we?
you have rewards and you have missions. These missions can be hijack a cruise ship from the enemy, visit featuring the dojo, scan 25 enemies, kill 5 enemies, do whatever you want. So as you play in the game, you will automatically complete some of these missions. And if you want to focus on a specific one, for example, complete 15 missions. This is easy. You just play the game. 15 missions you completed, you get 4,500 progression. This progression will unlock these things slowly, slowly, slowly. And this it says reward tiers. This is the daily slash weekly acts. Weekly refreshes in 2 days. So these quests here will refresh once you complete all of them in a weekly basis. And this whole progression, it takes a couple of weeks. So as you progress, you can get unique rewards. Some of them are cosmetics, some of them are utility, some of them are powers, some of them might be weapons here. There might be many, many different things. You get pets, you get a whole bunch of things, cosmetics, many, many things. So that's another thing that keeps people coming back to the game
That's
a
all
lot.
from me.
The star chart has it is a level based, let's say, sort of a thing. It might be a little bit difficult. I don't know if the resolution, I don't have high graphics at the moment. They are quite high, but they're not the highest. Um, the first map, the first planet that you start with is Mercury. If you pay attention, there is, I might be able to zoom in a little bit. You can move around this chart here. Mercury, if you pay attention, has a small line which points towards Venus, and there's no other line behind Mercury. So that tells you that Mercury is the first planet. When you're playing the campaign, you're going to get used to this because that's where you're going to start. Venus, if you pay attention, has two lines. So it connects to Mercury and connects to Earth. It's the second planet. Earth, then we go to Mars. You can clearly see what the line is. Ceres. You can go to Jupiter. There's a lot of Greek-inspired names. So Ceres is a place in Greek. I don't know why they have used this name. Phobos from ancient Greek mythology. Ares. Uh, anyway, there's Europa. There's a lot of Greek-inspired enemies. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. So you go around in a spiral. Neptune, Pluto. Neptune, for example, once if you pay attention from Uranus, you go to Neptune, and then the line breaks. So you can actually go to the void from Neptune once you get there. Void is a specific area that connects to many others, and you have unique sort of enemies and stages. A little bit more difficult, very interesting. Continuing from Neptune, if you go Pluto, so Pluto is a higher level than Neptune, let's say. Then you go to Eris. Pluto breaks in two parts. It goes to Eris. Eris stops there, and then it goes to Sedna. So if you go a little bit up, you can see Sedna, which Sedna joins to the void. So if you talking about planets, you start from here and you go into a spiral ending on Sedna and on Phobos. The void is also another thing. Zariman is another component of the game. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. Dojo, you can make your own clan. So at the moment, I have made a clan that I have joined. You can get players inside your clan. The dojo is a place that you go to meet. Is a place that you go and you trade. You can actually build your dojo. You can build the rooms inside your dojo. You can decorate it as much as you want. There's projects and there's specific things that you can only unlock in dojo, and you can start projects. For example, I can build a room in the dojo which is for weapons, the weaponry, let's say. And let's say me as the guild master, I want to start to build a blueprint for a specific weapon, which you cannot get it anywhere else besides the dojo. So I'm going to start a project, and I'm going to say, I'm going to initiate the project, and then automatically everybody that is in the clan will get a warning, and they will say this project is currently active in the dojo. All the players within the clan, they can go and they can add resources to this specific project. Once the resources have been completed, then the blueprint will start building, and then everybody that is within the clan, once it takes I think 24 hours to complete the blueprint, they can copy the blueprint, they can purchase it with credits, and they can in-game money, and they're called credits, and they can build that specific weapon. So there is a point to the dojo. It's not just a social component, but it is also a social component. If we click to Mercury, it's going to zoom in to the map. So clicking onto it, obviously it zooms in the map. And each planet has all these stages that you see. Some more, some less. There's different types of missions. So if we go through it, let's have a look at this one. This is an interception. So this is a type of mission, and it's level 6 to 11. These are the enemies. If you go here, you will see spy mission. It's level 18 to 20. If you go here, you will see capture. It's level 7 to 9. So it's small level. Okay. 6 to 8, for example. These planets have small levels. If you go to Venus, 5 to 7. So it's kind of a small, let's say level. If you go to Earth, for example, that's also a small one, 1 to 6, for example. So the fact that those planets are on turn, they're generally small. When you start going from Earth to Mars, it's going to get a little bit higher. So the difficulty doesn't suddenly increase. You see 10 to 12, 10 to 12, 8 to 13. So it's kind of gone a little bit up, but not crazy up. From Mars, if you continue to Ceres, for example, it's going to be 13 to 15. 13 to 15, 14 to 16. It keeps on going up and up and up and up. If you go to Sedna, which is one of the last planets, if you pay attention, it's 60 to 60, 85 to 85. So these are big levels, 34 to 38. And these are the level of the enemies, the difficulty. You can go harder and harder. And also there is something called the steel path, which further increases the difficulty. I'm not going to go a lot of into the progression detail. I'm just trying to keep it, within a couple of videos or one video. Capture is basically you start a map, you capture a target. Once you capture it, you can go to the end. So once you start a mission, you have an objective. It can be exterminate, meaning kill all the enemies. So you have a number at the top. It will say kill 50 enemies. Once you kill 50 enemies, you will see on the map, on the overlay, on the radar, you will see a green icon, and it means if you go to the green icon, that's when the stage ends. If there's co-op mode and there's 3, 4 guys inside the party, I think the maximum is 5 guys within a stage. So if I was on public and 5 guys, went inside the stage, once the stage finishes, we all have to go to the green. There's a countdown, and we'll finish the stage, and you get rewards. So that's the star system and what you're actually doing. We'll go into it a little bit as well. Since we've mentioned a couple of times about the resources, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what the resources are. So let's go inside the inventory, so equipment inventory. And inside here, you're going to see all the different things that you can collect. You have Warframes, which is your Warframes, obviously. These are the ones that I have collected, but you can have more. You have weapons. These are the different weapons that I have collected. You have companions, so you have little pets. You can have little, like dog-looking things following you around. You can have little robots. I prefer the robots. Um, then you have appearance, so you have specific cosmetics that you have unlocked, or you can buy this. You have arcanes. There's many different things. I don't want to go into a lot of detail. I just want to show that as you're playing the stages, you're collecting materials. You collect all these things are resources related. They have a specific purpose. You have gear, like this is a blueprint to build these ones. You can tell because this is a blueprint and it says blueprint. So using the materials which shows there, the check means that I have enough of them. So I need 5 pieces. I have 1,225. So making sure that you have all these, you can actually build, and I have built 15 of these. So you use build blueprints and different things to actually build. You have keys, which are used for stages. You have resources, millions of resources, thousands of resources. Not going to go into a lot of detail. Whatever you do, you go to a stage and you kill a flying bird. It's going to drop something. You walk over it, it automatically collects it for you. This is a resource. Whatever you do, there's an open world stage where you can go fishing. You collect fish. You collect different things. You use them for different component and mechanics of the game. You have prime parts, vehicles, Arcwind. I'm not going to go, I just want to click each one of this just to show you that there's a lot of things here. So that's one type of, let's say, resources. The other type of resources is on the top right hand side. So these are the credits. You use them to buy things. The resources are used to craft things, and these ones are used to buy things. The platinum is real money. So at the moment, you see that if I go onto the Warframe side, I'm going to have a 30% discount to buy platinum. And with platinum, you can trade and you can buy specific things which are locked behind instead of unlocking them slowly. So instead of like getting a blueprint, collecting the pieces, for example, I don't have the broken wall. So I have to get the sword of the broken wall, I have to get the parts for the sword of the broken wall, craft the broken wall, have 1 out of 1, then I have to get a couple of Nitan extracts which I'm missing, I need 2 more, then I build it. If you want to skip this process, then you can pay platinum and straight away buy the sword. So it's not a pay to win, it's a pay to save time if you want. Um, if I can go to the site just to show you, this is the site. So as I'm going through I'll show you these tools as well. This is the site of Warframe that I'm logged in. This is my profile. It's mastery rank 29, so you can see 11 platinum, which is 11 platinum as can be seen in the game. So this is all. This is within a couple of seconds it gets updated. And if I wanted to buy something, for example, I will go to store and I will buy additional platinum. How much do the platinums cost? Just to get an idea, at the moment I have a 30% discount for my next purchase, and it expires in 45 hours. So it gives you a couple of days in order to purchase averages. So you can get You can see that there's a discount every time you log into the game. You're going to get different, let's say, opportunity to get a discount, and you can go up to 75%. Now, 75% is quite a bit. So if you're going to pay something like, let's say, $8 for €8 to get 170 platinum, 75% you pay like €2. That way, it really is able to get you quite a bit. I have spent some money from time to time in order to get some of these things. If you ask me how much should I buy, I will say wait if you want to spend some real life money to make your life easier and just speed through the process of some things. I will say 1,000 platinum is more than enough to get you started. With a 75% discount, you're looking at around 8, 12, $10, let's say. So $10 for 1,000 platinum is crazy, crazy. You can buy a lot of things for with 1,000 platinum. You don't have to buy this. There is a trade within the game. So if you press T and you go to this side, to the trading, you're going to see straight away messages from different people that are coming in slowly, slowly. So here you go. Already the chat is going crazy at the moment. So this guy is saying, I want to buy Arcane Avenger for 10 platinum. 10p, all these prices here is 10p. So if you click on one of these, it's going to show you what he's looking for. So he's looking for an Arcane Avenger, and you might have this. You know what I mean? So if you go to this guy's name here and you click, you say talk or invite, and you send him a message. Hey guy, I've got this component here that you want for 10 platinum. So if you have a look, these are the platinum prices. They range between 5 and 13. So 5, 10, 20. These are common let's say prices, and some more extreme end game things cost 100, 600 platinum and so forth. Don't think of 200 platinum that it's like a common. That specific thing is a very rare thing that he's asking for. And you can see want to sell, so you can advertise your things, or want to buy. So there's an active trade component, and there's also a site which helps you with your trade. So this is called the Warframe market. So you have to sign in, you have to make credentials. You're able to set yourself online so other people can see. This is again my name. So if you pay attention, as we said before, Dreadnought underscore Dreadnought underscore is my name. So it's the same here. It uses, it's official. It's not something that you can know. So it uses your account in order for you to log in. And in here, I can have a look at anything. For example, uh, let's say a Celtra Blast. So I click on that straight away. I see these people are selling them. Uh, For how much? They're selling it for 3 platinum. So this is the price, the unit price, 3 platinum. This guy is selling one. This guy has two to sell, and one, and so forth. If I want to go buy, then I copy paste this, that line, which is basically a whisper. I go back into my game. I open the chat. I paste it, and it's a direct whisper to him. So you can sit here and you can write on the chat if you want to advertise, or you can use the Warframe market in order to publish your own things that you're selling. I think I have some things to sell. One second. Let me have a look. My profile, I think it's been a while since I've been here. These are the orders. Yeah, so these are mine. I don't have many. So at the moment, these are mine. I want to show, and at any point of time inside the game, I might see a whisper, which will show in pink writing here. It will make a sound as well, and I will be able to, sell that item. If somebody says, what's this? So I'm selling this for 100 platinum each. I have one of them, 90 platinum, 103 platinum, 10 platinum. And as you're going through the game, just to give you an idea, at some point that I was playing quite heavily, I was able, by playing the game, gathering cards, gathering different modes, resources, and everything, to reach up to 3,000 platinum without paying real money at all. And then I use that 3,000 platinum to unlock additional warframes, additional weapons, additional things to save time, let's say. So it is possible not to spend, real time money. This another one side that I'm going to show is the Warframe Hub. And this shows you different counters of the different events. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. Just keep in mind that this hub does give you a lot of information. If you scroll down, all these are different events, timers, and things that you can actually keep a look at, and you can have specific warnings to let you know what's happening. So that's as far as the tools that are concerned. And I'm just going to go through each one of these things before we go into a map. I'm going to finish by showing an actual map and gameplay and be done with it. So these are specific news. You can interact with any one of these ones. This is the PvP. So there is a PvP to the game, but it's not mainly PvP. It's PvE. PvP means player versus player. PvE means player versus environment, which is against the game. Uh, this place here is your syndicates. So you collect points for syndicates and you unlock further things here. If you go to this place, here is the market. So if you go inside here, you will see that you can buy with actual platinum, which is the real game currency, whatever you want. So let's say you want to go to a Warframe and you want to have a look at, actually, let's go weapons. You have primary weapons. So you have a look at the primary weapons. You scroll down. This is how much it costs to buy each one of these. If you do not want to craft it, if you click on one of these weapons though, and you go to the blueprint requirements, it shows you what you need to build it without buying it. You know what I mean? So here I almost have everything that I need to build it. What I'm missing a couple of hexagons. I need 200 and I have 85. You do a couple of stages, you gather the resources, you build it. You don't have to buy it. And at the weapons, if you pay attention, it shows mastered, which means that I have mastered this weapon. And on the right hand side, there's an icon, if you pay attention, under the weapon's name, which shows a number 8. That is the mastery required for you to equip that weapon. So there are some requirements. And as you level up, you're going to become stronger and be able to equip more weapons. If I remember, the highest requirement is, I think, mastery rank 13. So once you get to 13, you're going to be pretty much able to equip most of the things. That's why I said in the beginning, when you see a player which is mastery rank 7, 8, it means he hasn't played a lot. When you see somebody that is 17, 18, it means that he's well into the game. He is able to equip everything. He's covered all the minimum requirements and he's well on his way. If you see 20 and above, it's, the guy is like an expert. Um, so that's the marketplace. You can buy a whole bunch of things from there. Let's go to the back section. Actually, sorry, before we go there, you have this thing here, which is your codex. This shows you what you unlock. And just to let you know, before when we were looking at my layout here, if you pay attention, level 30 is the maximum, and on most of the things, and level 40 is on some specific unique weapons, the maximum. So what does this mean? Rhino Prime is the name of my Warframe. So the guy that you see on the screen, his name is Rhino. And it's a Prime version of Rhino. So some Warframes that have Prime versions which are more unique, let's say, and harder to unlock. And he's level 30, which means he's maxed out. Ignis Wrath, that is my primary weapon. So you're able to hold a primary weapon, a secondary weapon, and a melee weapon. You have 3 weapons when you go into a stage, and this is the part of the strategy that you need to think about. My Rhino Prime, my Warframe, has specific powers, and he's good for specific things. So you need to strategize if you're going to play with your friends on what type of Warframe you're going to pick and what's your role in the game. Uh, just to give an understanding, there's a Warframe which is called Frost, and Frost is able to create big spheres, big bubbles of ice, which are transparent, and no range fire can cross them. So usually when there's a mission which is a defense mission, it means there's a specific location, there might be a beacon that you have to protect, and there's waves of enemies that come. To have a frost in your party is a good thing. So usually what Frost is going to do, he's going to go straight inside where the little beacon is, he's going to stand on top of it, he's going to cast his skill, the frosting, that has obviously duration. So he's going to be customized in order to get maximum duration and maximum health on his frost. And then all the enemies that are coming to attack it, they have to actually cross within that circle because no range fire is going to be able to penetrate to that. So that he's a defensive frame. When Rhino is more of a solo frame. So his purpose is that he creates a lot of armor on himself. That's why he's called Rhino, and he basically doesn't understand anything. I mean, people can just fire, the enemies can fire him on all day. He's invincible. He does not die. Is he utility? No, he's not a lot of utility. If it's a defense mission, you have five rhinos in the party. At some point of time, the enemies are going to destroy the beacon. You're going to lose. So there's no one best frame, warframe. Some people call them frames for short. I want to mention that as well. It depends on your situation. If you're playing solo missions, extermination, then you pick your favorite warframe and you go with it. And again, each one of these weapons has its own purpose as well. So once you first reach a warframe on level 30, it means you master it. Once you master it, you gain XP, which goes towards your mastery rank. So the way that your mastery rank increases is by unlocking weapons, maximizing the weapons and the warframes, and unlocking content in the game. So the mastery rank is a clear representation of how much you have progressed in the game. 29 is a lot, which means I have unlocked a lot of things. And the reason why I want to mention this is just before we go to the codex. So once you go to the codex, you have the quests, which I previously explained, which makes things easier. If you pay attention, I have completed most of them. So all these are completed, completed, completed. It's been 6 months since I played this game. This is an old quest which I did not like to do. You don't have to do them. These two were old quests that I did not want to do. This one is a new one. This is the first time that I'm seeing this. I don't know what it is. If you click on it, it's going to take you to the start chart and it's going to initiate a mission. It might be go to this planet and do this. So you go through a storyline. Then you have the universe, which shows you what you have unlocked and what your knowledge is, and that's how you indicate your mastery rank as well. Leverian is like artworks, trainings, specific things that you've unlocked, missions. It tells you what type of missions you are. It's like a little, like a tutorial thing. And something to show here, just to show the progress, is there's companions, for example. These are the different companions. Whatever you see with this little symbol here, it means that I have fully unlocked it, and the bar underneath indicates that. So I had this companion, which was a carrier, and I reached it to level 30 and it has been completed. I have mastered it, in other words, and I have got knowledge and points and ranks because of that. So if you pay attention, each one of these things I have mastered up to about here. So these ones here I have not mastered, as you can see. So there are quite a few things that, even after all these mastery ranks that I have, I still have not unlocked. There's a lot of things. These are for companions. Work frames and vehicles. These are all the different warframes that I have unlocked. So let's go down. There's a lot of warframes. All these are different characters and warframes. It's your abilities. Let's keep on going down. Keep on going down. Okay, so up to here I have unlocked. From here on, I have not unlocked. So there's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Seven warframes that I have not unlocked. The last one, this one, and this one, they were new. I have not seen them before. These ones I had seen them, but I did not have the time to get into it. So long time ago, I used to play much more actively. As the time passes, I don't have the time to dedicate a lot of hours. So that is one thing. The warframes, as you saw, there were quite a few. The other thing is the weapons, and this goes really crazy. You can separate them between melee, primary, and secondary, what I said previously. Melee is what the word says, melee. It can be staffs, it can be nunchucks, swords, cleavers, as you can see, shoulder and shield, it can be fists, it can be whatever you want, whips, you know. Primary is usually bigger type weapons, so it's like more automatic two-hand weapons. It can be a bazooka, it can be grenade launcher, it can be an arrow, a bow and arrow, mainly different, shotguns, whatever you can imagine, whatever type of flamethrowers, whatever game weapon comes to mind, you can pretty much unlock it. Rocket launchers, grenade launchers, whatever you want, laser beams, you know. And secondary are basically smaller two-hand or one-hand pistol weapons. Usually they have greater fire rate but less damage. Both of them are equally utilized. I will not say that you can, don't get a secondary, get only primary. But if you want to do that, you can. You can unequip a melee and you can unequip a secondary, and you can go inside the stage just with your primary. So there's no limitation. You can play higher you want to play. You can play as simple or as hectic. If we go to all, just to show you on how many things I have unlocked, I'm just going to scroll down quickly. You can see the bar on the left hand side, and all these things that you see here are things that I have unlocked. So all these are unlocked, 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 and it does take time to actually go into each one of these and get it to level 30, which based on the game time that I have, unlocked all these weapons. So still unlocked, okay, here we are. So you pay attention to the scroll bar from here to here. I have mastered them, and from here and on, I have not mastered. So there's only a few left, which I have not, but because lately I'm less active, I have not, unlocked. Uh, Moving on to the second component of of our ship, I'm going to go to here, which is the arsenal, and this is where you customize your character before you go into a stage. So you click here, you can see your Warframe. The graphics, as you can see, are beautiful. You can spin them around and have a look at all this. The colors, all these things you change. The fact that I got the shoulder plates, all these are customizable. You can equip different warframes. So these are the warframes that I have. If you pay attention, I've kept specific ones. So I don't have many. Basically, it's these guys, and it stops here. So even though I have unlocked all the warframes that you previously seen, I have sold most of them. There's no point to keep every single warframe that you have. I've sold most of them and I've kept the maximums. And if you pay attention, I have mostly kept the prime versions. So there's Wisp Prime, there's a Wisp Warframe, and there's a Wisp Prime Warframe. I have sold the Wisp and I have kept the Wisp Prime because it's an updated version. Rhino is here, and there's many more. Loki, I think Frost is. Yeah, I also have Frost, the defensive Warframe. If you click on any one of these Warframes, you can spin them around and see the looks, and you can customize the looks however you want. So let's say Ash, for example, I've got this type of look on him, and there's different things you can do. Let's pick Loki, for example. This is a stealth Warframe. If we select Loki and we go appearance, I can control the helmet, so I can put different helmets on him. I can put different skins on him, so the pattern of his clothes. I can put different animations, so the way he moves. At the moment, I think I had Loki agile. I can make him be like this. I can make him be like that. Whatever. There's like 100 different things you can do. Attachments is what type of thing he has on his chest. So this little thing here, I have placed it. If I want, I can change it. I can change it into a ribbon. I can change it into that. I'm not going to change it now, but just want to show. Shoulder armor. So the thing which is on the right on his shoulder, I have selected it. You can put man, for example, and it disappears. You see, I have nothing on my shoulder. I have something on this. All these are looks that you unlock, and you can customize your warfare. On his legs, the armor plates, which are here, you can change. You can change the colors. I can make the primary color, for example, to be pink, because why not? You know what I mean? Let's go back to black. I don't want pink, obviously. Um, so these are the attachments, and you can control the colors, the looks, and you can add things. The animations we talked about, Shindaya, that is the thing which is on his back, this thing here. You can change them. You can put this one, you can put this one different. Back accessories, again, you can customize the colors of this. You can customize the color of your actual Warframe, and it shows you. So my primary color, I might want to make it white. So you can change whatever you want, and similarly, you can change your ship as well, as I previously mentioned. You got sigils, and these are all the appearance-looking things, abilities. These are the abilities that he can use this specific warframe, and if you hover over them, it will tell you what it does. So Loki is able to deploy a decoy. That's one of his abilities, and it draws the attention. He's able to make himself invisible, as you can see, and he can go to close melee combat. He's able to switch teleport, so he can trade places with an enemy or his decoy, so you can do combinations. Let's say there's a high ledge with Loki, you want to climb, and there's no way to get up there. You place a decoy on top of the ledge, and then you teleport, you switch places with your decoy. Your decoy goes on the floor, enemies attack him, you're on top of the ledge, you got the high ground, you kill everybody. There's a lot of strategy, and this is just one warframe with two abilities and the combinations you can do. There's a lot of clever things that you can do. and energized munition. Basically, this disables all the ranged weapons from all the enemies. So each one of these guys has, their own skill. Let's go back to Rhino because this is my default. If you go to upgrade, you're going to be able to see a whole other thing of the game, which is basically the mods. So this is my Warframe, and these are the mods that I'm using on my Warframe in order to customize the looks. These mods are come in form of cards, and there's levels. So if you have a look at the bottom, you will see these little lights, those little circles at the bottom. It means I have leveled it up and maxed it out. Some of them have less levels, so if you count those ones, there's 5 levels. These ones have more levels, and so forth. And all these here are other cards that you have and you can put. It's not just one card. For example, have from this card I have 4 of them. Sorry, not 4 of them. Yeah, here you can see the card. So quick thinking, I have 2 cards of this specific one. So you see the number on the different side. This card, I have 395 of these cards. And you can sell these cards either for credits or you can trade them to other players. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but this is how you mod your Warframe. You can add many different things to them. You can format your Warframe. You can level up to level 30 and keep on going. And an overview of what your Warframe looks like can be seen on the left hand side here. So if you pay attention straight away here, you see that I've got a lot of armor, not so much energy, a lot of health, so I'm very indestructible, not so much shield. I got quite a decent amount of sprint. I don't have a lot of duration, so I'm less than 100%. My efficiency is a lot less than 100%, so my skills cost a lot, but my range is on 100%, so it's default. If you take all these mods away, these stats here will be 100, 100, 100, 100. If you take everything away. The fact that I've changed this is basically, you can see it clearly, I've buffed up the strength of this Warframe. So the whole purpose of this Warframe is to have a lot of strength. I don't care about range, I don't care about efficiency, it's just strength. And the biggest thing of this Warframe of Rhino is this skill here, Iron Skin. Iron Skin at the moment, I have increased the strength of the skill, which gives me an additional 14,000 of armor on top of my existing one. So 1,000 something armor, 1,000 something health, and 14,000 on top of that. You literally cannot die. Um, and this is the reason why it has been customized as such. And then you go to the weapons. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. It's the same concept. So the weapon, you have an upgrade as well. It has its own modes, the weapon modes. You can change the appearance. You can click copy Warframe colors and make everything match. So you don't have to sit there and spend a lot of time, let's say. The same thing for the secondary, the same thing for the primary. What I'm going to use now, just to showcase a little bit, for my primary weapon, and there's different type of weapons as well. There's bows, there's sniper type of weapons, shotguns. I like to use this flamethrower, which is called the Ignis Wrath, because it has an area of effect and kills everything. Just to show a little bit of a different effect, let's call it. I'm going to pick a different one just to show once we're going to set the stage. I'm going to pick this one here, which is the Grotva Prime. Let me just have a look at it. Help, okay. I think it's maxed out. Yep, it's maxed out. So I've got all the mods, I've got all the primary merciless and everything, so it looks to be okay. This is going to be like an automatic rifle. For example, the secondary weapons, I've only kept 2. Out of all the hundreds of weapons that I have unlocked, I've only kept 2. This goes to show that you don't really need to keep all the weapons. You unlock them, you experience them, whatever you like, you keep. You want to keep 100 of them, keep 100 of them. You want to sell all of them away and just keep 1 or 2 favorites. I like to keep it simple. You can do whatever you like. For the secondary weapon, I'm going to use this one here, which is a laser beam, and it actually changes between enemies, just to show a different effect. For my melee weapon, at the moment I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 melee. This is one of my favorite. This big, huge sword here that you see. And if you pay attention, this one, for example, says max, which means I have mastered it. This one is max, this one is max, this one is not. So this one I still have to level it up. This one, for example, is level 5. So when it goes to level 30, it's going to say max, and I'm going to get knowledge and mastery points for it. So I've got one, two, three, four weapons at the moment that I need to level up. And how do you level it up? You equip it. So this one here is like a chainsaw thing. This one's like a shield, and a sword. You equip it, you kill enemies with the weapon, you can get experience with the weapon. It's as simple as that. For the time being, I'm going to select my usual. This is the little robot that you have which follows you around. Again, similar concept. You can equip it, you can upgrade it, you can change its experience. The weapon of your little robot, you can upgrade it. Whatever you go to upgrade, you're going to see these things here, which are the cards, which are called mods. Um, I'm using this specific companion. Uh, on your gear, you can select the different things that you can use on the map, and there's a hotkeys. You can activate this within your game. And this is your tenor loader when it comes to flying missions. So when the game was first released, it the only type of missions that were available were ground missions. You went with your Warframe, you walked on your feet, you shot enemies, and that was it. As the game evolved, they introduced aerial combat. There's some stages that you go on, you walk, and there might be a window. You fly outside of the window, you become a flying guy like this with wings. You get bigger weapons, and you start flying in space. You can go anywhere in space. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. It's very very interesting. Heavy weapons. This is another add-on that was added to the game. You can spawn specific weapons for a specific time in game. It's like an end, like a final sort of one trick thing. And you have what is called the necromech. There's specific open world areas where you can select a necromech, and it's basically your warframe inside another robot. So operator inside a warframe and a warframe inside a necromech. And those guys have their own weapons, their own modes, and everything. So try to keep it as much as simple. This is the biggest, let's say, the most of the game. On my left hand side here, I can see my robot. This is just for visual appearance. On here, we have an incubator. This is where you hatch eggs and you create pets like dogs, cats that can follow you around. I do not use this a lot. I have tested it, but I don't like it. I prefer to have this type of robots. Um, your mods is basically all your cards. So if you go here, you're going to see every single card that we have at the moment. I don't know if there's a count. There is a count. I have 9,160 cards, with 8,470 of them being duplicates. So it's crazy. How do you level up a card? If you pay attention, this card here, for example, is got three circles underneath, but they're not highlighted. Let me see if I can find a card which is leveled up, just to show you the difference. Bear with me for 1 second. Yeah, that card here is leveled up. So if you pay attention below, this card is leveled up. There's a blue line with the dots which have been highlighted that shows that that card is being leveled up. This card is not leveled up. This one is not. So if you click on one of these cards, let's say not here. If you select one of these cards, so I've selected one of these, I can actually sell it. I can dissolve it to get this type of currency, or I can level it up, which is called the fusion. So if I click fusion, it's what does it say? You can level it up. So you can press the red button once, one level, two levels, three. That's its max rank. It's going to go from 2 to 5, and on the right hand side, it shows me how much it costs. It costs 10,000 credits and 210 of Endo. So there's a different currency, like I said previously. And you can level up your card and you can actually use it. This card doesn't really show much. Let me put a card, for example, for a primary weapon, just to show you. So this card here is a critical chance card. Okay, So clicking on it, selecting it, going to fusion. What does this card give me? It gives me 50% of critical chance. So this is for critical builds. And on the left hand side, you can see plus 15. If you level it up once, it becomes plus 30. If you keep on going, plus 90. So another thing to mention is I think I might make a huge YouTube video. Not going to break into different parts. I don't know how long it's going to be, half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever. I'll try to keep everything in one huge video and I'll put different sections underneath to help people navigate. So let's go away from the modding, which is the cards if you like to call it. And opposite to this, we have our Foundry. So in the Foundry is where we build things. If you pay attention, these are the different blueprints that you can use and the components which are needed in order for you to build the different things. If you scroll down, there's many, many different things here that you can build, including drones that fly with you, so companions, arc wings, they're the wings that are actually attached to you and you can fly. I do have the resources to build this. If I don't, it's grayed out like this. It tells you how long it takes. So this one will take 1 minute to craft, 1,000 credits. So you're always using credits, and it will require 6 out of 26 that I have of this. It's a reusable blueprint, so it's not going to run out. You can make as many of this as you have, as long as you have this. Ash Neuroptics, Boar, so this is a weapon. I can craft this weapon. It's going to take 12 hours. So some of these take more, some of them take less. You keep on going down and you can craft everything. So that is pretty much everything. There is a lot more, but if I was to go through every single thing of this game, it would literally take multiple hours. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to showcase what the Empyrean is. The Empyrean is the ship that you can see above. It is literally a huge ship that you go into the piloting of it. You take control with two controls and you start flying, and you have major, huge battles in space against other warships. Against like it goes crazy. And on that ship, you can get all your 5 crew members inside different positions in turrets, and you can have epic space battles within your ship. Not only that, but when you're on space, there might be a pod that attacks your ship, so enemies will come into your ship. It will attach to your ship. The enemies will come out. So somebody from your teammates has to unboard their turret and they have to actually literally walk around the ship and start killing the guys. Do repairs on the ship. If there's any damage caused, go back into your turret. So there's a whole huge thing that I'm not even going to go into it because it's just too much. That's why I said this game is limitless. They're going crazy and they keep on doing adding things. So I'm not going to show the Inferior. I'm not going to show the Arcwind, so how you fly around on the stages. The only thing that I'm going to showcase is just a usual exterminate mission that you just go through. You have to kill 100 enemies, just kill the enemies, just so you can see the visual, the graphic component of the game. So I think we can go ahead with the loadout that we have. Control wise, I did not mention this. It's WSAD to walk around. You control your screen. This is the maximum field of view. I like to play as a little bit zoomed out. Other people like to play, more uh, close. Left mouse button is your attack, depending on the weapon that you have. Right mouse button is zoom. You can actually zoom in a little bit your guns and have a little bit more thing. Space is jump. You can double jump as well over locations. If you walk around slowly and you hold shift, you run. And if you hold control, he slides. So you can duck and you can walk around like this. Or if you're walking and you press control, he slides. As you go to the game, it becomes, go around, it becomes like a second nature. So if you pay attention, the way that I move around is like this. Look at this. And that is basically holding forward, shift, control together, space. Forward, shift, control, as you're holding shift, space. And this becomes like second nature to you. So you will see in action what it looks like. Let's go to a planet. Let's choose not something too easy. So let's go to Sedna. Let's see if there's an extermination. This is an arena. An arena. I don't obviously remember all the maps by and each map has a boss as well. The boss, if I'm not mistaken, is this one here. No, this one. No, no. Maybe there's no boss there. What about Phobos? I don't remember what the boss is. Anyway, each planet has their own, yeah, bosses. So let's go to setting and try to find something. Exterminate. Okay. So there's a Grenier. There's different type of enemies. Grenier are these mechanical looking kind of guys. There's Corpus, which is more robotic, and there's Infested, which is like disgusting sort of tentacle looking things. Those are the main three factions. So I'm going to have Grenier enemies. They're going to be 32, 36. What does 32 and 36 mean? I am level maximum 30. These guys are 32, 36, so they're above my level. But obviously, because I've buffed up my guys so much with the weapons that I have, they're nothing. My Warframe can pretty much take up to level 100, 120. That's how many more times than my actual level. That's because you're upgrading continuously in your building of your game. So I am solo. I'm going to click the game. There's going to be a countdown, and we're going to go inside the stage. This is your spaceship that you're going to see. Hilarious things that you can actually move it around. So this is the outside of what we were looking at inside all this time. It goes to the planet. You can actually see the planet from far away, what it looks like. It shows me land on the planet, and we begin.
There is a large platoon of Grenier Marines stationed here.
So
Leave no one standing.
if I had to go melee,
You'd think they'd clone something a little less
is the
ugly.
sword, and you can attack with the sword as well. Then this is my primary. So as I said, you can zoom. These things here which shine, they are breakable things. So you can break them and you can gather things. So you can zoom in, you can shoot, you can hold it down. It's like an automatic. Reload. There's good animations. You can change to the laser weapon, so you can aim. This is what the laser weapon looks like. So it's just a line. At the beginning, we're going to go with the primary. So on the top left hand side, you will see the overlay with the red enemies, and those guys, as soon as they see me, they will start attacking me. And you will see enemies killed. I have to kill 124 enemies. Once I kill these 124 enemies, the stage is going to be over. So, white numbers are normal hits, yellow numbers are critical, and red numbers are crazy critical. One of the things that this guy, the main skill that he's using on the bottom right hand side, you can see his skill. One more thing to mention. I said the operator before. So if I press number 5, this is my operator. I left the Warframe behind, and this guy has his own weapon, different. Is this one here, and he has powers as well. He's got like a shield thing. He's got like a blast thing and everything. Press 5, they merge again. So a lot of mechanics on the game. Once my energy, at the moment I have 75, and I can cast my first and my last skill. What I want to cast is the second skill, which is my Iron Skin. He will become gold based on the energy color that I have chosen. But I have to collect a little bit more energy. And energy are basically blue sockets. So there's an enemy up there, and if you mouse over, it will go red. You can see him. You know, or we can just go close and kill him. It's very quick, like I said. Sometimes it's good to go not towards the enemies. So if you pay attention towards my radar, as on the top left hand side, you can see that the enemy is that way because the map turns. But the square things are loot. So if you pay attention, there's some square things. One is here. If you break it, they disappear from the map. Another one is here. Another one is there. And you collect them. See? There's containers you can open, caches. All these things are loot. These are explosive things. Now, if you pay attention at the bottom right hand side, I can cast my second skill. So on the top right hand side, you can see my energy shield. That's 851, and I have 1101 life. Your energy shield is something that you get attacked, and once you stop getting attacked, it will regenerate. Your life will permanently lose life, and if you go to zero, that's when you die. The second little bar that you see underneath, which is the carrier prime, it's that little thing that floats above my head. So that little robot also has its life, and he can die in this stage as well. I'm going to let a couple of enemies hit me, so let's open these containers. Usually, the way that I like to play the game is unlock everything, open every single boxes, get the maximum resources, kill the enemies, and finish the stage. There's one more thing back here. See how you can see on the map that there's something? I cannot see where it is. So this is also, your radar helps you find hidden things. So there's something up here which I cannot figure out for the life of me. But okay, anyway, let's not go too much. There's something here. So let's go now, and I'm going to let some enemies attack me. So this guy has seen me. Or, the robot on top of me is actually going to kill him. So this is how strong my robot has become, where he can actually kill him without me doing anything. Tragic. Maybe I should have picked the biggest stage. Okay. But anyway, okay, that guy can shoot me from far away. So you see my energy on the top right hand side. Dude, attack me. Okay. So let me go to container and try to blow up myself a little bit. Right.
Stay
So you
focused.
see if
There's a
you
heavy
pay
unit
attention, I've
approaching.
taken some damage and 753 from my shield, but my shield is going to regenerate slowly. Uh, yeah, they're not doing anything to it. Ah, maybe he's about to die. I mean, my robot is killing everybody. So it's hilarious. Obviously, this Warframe is a little bit buffed up. And what I wanted to show before is his second skill. So once I press the iron skill, pay attention at the top right hand side corner what happens. Sorry. I have 15,000 shield on top of the 600 energy in life. He basically becomes invulnerable. I became more gold if you pay attention. And I cannot die. And I can cast this again. At the moment on the bottom hand side it's grayed out, but I can cast it. All these things, you gotta break them. You can actually go anywhere, you can actually climb. You can climb on things, you can ledge on ledges for a specific time, and after a while it's going to fall. You can glide on top of things and press the button, and that's going to slowly. So there's a lot of nice movement. The mechanic which they're using in this game, they're calling it parkour. So parkour means, you know, jumping around doing all these things. So there's a container here. Okay. Let's go through the stage and kill it so we can kind of keep the game short. Breaking all the containers, making sure that I have not left anything. There's a room. Okay, another container here. There are a few mechanics that you will see that I'm not going to explain every single thing. This guy has a shield and he's dead. Yep. Container. Other containers back here. So yeah, I'm going through it quickly. Don't want to bore everybody. The whole point, like I said, is just to go through and collect everything. You don't have to kill everything, but straight away on the map you can tell that this is where I came from, that's where I went, and this is where the enemies are behind that door. So as soon as the door opens, swap weapons and go to the laser one
You
just
are
to show
surrounded
something
by
different.
Grineer Marines.
So if you pay attention, this laser weapon is just going to drain life and it's just going to zap everybody crazily. It's a continuous beam weapon.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
We've left some containers behind, so if we'd like to go and explore before we proceed, we can go here as well. I like this weapon because you hold the button down and you just like go like this and everything dies. This is also why I prefer the flamethrower, because the flamethrower has an AoE damage type of a thing, and you can just hold it down. But you know, this is I also got other weapons as well just to show more of the traditional thing. Oh, let's go. I think there's some containers back there. So the fact that I went all the way up here is because on my map I saw those little squares indicating that there's some hidden areas. Pick them up, open the caches, and there's a hidden secret loot on many of these as well. So, shot the laser, went through everybody. See where most of the things are. So yeah, I'm just going through. There's a turret that these people can man, or you can man as well. Move around and just go crazy. There you go. Or what I like to do is go out, destroy it, so nobody can use it. You have the laser chained. I shot that guy, but I destroyed that guy as well. There's a guy behind here, behind there. Alright. Both of them are dead. Simple as that. There's a blockade that you can destroy. But to take a lot of things to destroy. But well, I'm kind of a completionist, let's say. A lot of guys will look at this and say, you know, why don't you go to the wood to the end, kill all the enemies and be done with it. I like to, you know, uncover everything, take my time. This is one of the unique item things. So there's a lot of different loot, as you can see. There's something above. See how you can tell on the map that there was a secret area. Two caches here. So yeah, what's the something? I know that it might get a little bit confusing. You can tell it for the first time. So we got 43 enemies left to destroy. Fly across. So the movement is quite, you know, versatile, let's say. You can fly and you can cover a lot of ground by using this so-called parkour thing. So I'm continuously looking at my map if you pay attention and continuously trying to track where the enemies are, which is the red symbol. You can see it on your screen as well, but it's good to actually, like here for example, I know that I have to go across. So it's a good thing to, oh, there's an enemy here. He has not even seen me. Bye bye. Red critical. So this weapon I have, you know, and orange is also not a
There's
critical
a
hit.
heavy unit approaching.
This is a bit of a bigger enemy. There's no enemies here. Let's go a little bit quicker because I want to keep this video 5 hours long. Laser. And quickly zoom through them. There you go. Okay, there's something good to pick up. The enemy is that way. And sometimes you will get ambushed by specific enemies. You might get some ambush. We'll see how it goes. See that red thing there? There's one of the events. We go below. There's a lot of enemies in here. It's good for me because I get to kill them all together. So already we're on 101 and flying. Oh, where you going? Where you going? Where you are? Where you going? There's another enemy somewhere here. Someone's firing at me. Okay. Stages do not take that long. I'm just going through it more slowly. Try to demonstrate different aspects of the game as I'm explaining it. I'm almost done. Okay, and we're done. So now you see the green symbol on the map and on the screen as well, indicating where the devastation is. There are still enemies out here, so you can destroy all the red triangles. Once I destroy them, there will be no more enemies spawning. That's all that green thing means. And actually, I can actually go towards the end. It doesn't mean that there's 120 something enemies in the map, it just means that you have to kill 120. For example, these guys here, I can let them go and don't have to kill them. There's another guy back there, I don't have to kill. I can go straight to the end. But yeah, I will say kill him. Where is it? There she is. About there. So he's very versatile. That parkour thing that I meant, I was talking about. No, this is the wrong way. This way. That's where the end is. So if I'm not mistaken, there's 4 people maximum in the party. That's what those things are. So you're supposed to go to the end. He's going to go to one of these things, and he's going to take it to your ship again. And your ship is then going to connect to your Ethereum ship. So once I go there, it's going to be the end of the stage. If I had another player behind me, I will have to wait for him to come here also to finish the stage. So let's go here. Mission complete. It shows me that I've collected a couple of things. This is the XP that I got. If I had weapons here and my something else to level up, it will show here. And there's all the different resources that I collected. So if you pay attention, 17,000, I've got 100 of these, I've got a blueprint, I've got Oxim, I've got mods, let me just scroll down a little bit, cards, I've got these, all these are resources, credits, all you have to do, you don't have to worry about a lot of it, just play the game and this will automatically collect everything for you. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, I hope you like it. I think I mentioned pretty much everything. Sorry for the length of the video. It's an awesome game, and as you saw, I only showcased a few components of the game. I skipped a lot of the content. I showcased one Warframe with one ability, 2 weapons, and that's it. So yeah, there's a million things in this game to go through and enjoy here. So thank you for your patience, first of all, and thank you for watching the video clip. I bid you goodbye.